Morning hours of Thursday morning, right in the middle of the night, with a record storm surge as high as 15 feet. It could be the first direct hit in Tampa from a major hurricane in more than 100 years. But landfall, as I mentioned, could shift right up to the last minute, and much of the state remains on high alert tonight. A team of hurricane hunters witnessing the force of Milton firsthand, flying into the eye wall to collect data rocked by severe turbulence.
A local emergency currently exists.
And then the warnings today. Police there in Treasure Island, just outside Tampa Bay, driving through neighborhoods with emergency warnings, urging people to evacuate now. And look at this tonight, bumper-to-bumper traffic for miles on I-75. This is near Naples right here. The outer bands of the hurricane arrive tomorrow afternoon. The storm surge right there in Naples could be as high as 8 feet, again up to 15 feet possible in Tampa, which would be a record. Long lines tonight at gas stations, more than 1,300 Florida stations running out of gas. Some tanker trucks racing to refill them. Those trucks are now getting an escort from state police.
And millions heeding the calls to get out of Hurricane Milton's path before it's too late. Tampa's airport already deserted. Orlando's packed, set to close tomorrow. Authorities filling Tropicana Field with cots, a base camp for first responders. Governor DeSantis mobilizing some 8,000 National Guard troops.
This is probably the largest National Guard mobilization in advance of a storm in Florida history.
A storm taking aim at the Tampa metro area, home to more than 3 million people, and hasn't seen a direct hit from a major hurricane in more than 100.
Okay, the water section over there is empty. The water shelves are running low at one store and at another completely gone. People say they aren't waiting last minute.
All over the First Coast where water and bread used to be. So if you haven't started getting ready, be prepared for what you might not be able to.
5 different stores today, and this is finally just us biting the bullet and buying really expensive plywood to cover our house.
This after many big box stores and grocery stores are quickly selling out of supplies like batteries, flashlights, non-perishable foods, and water bottles.
It's been about an hour and a half finding water yesterday. We got 5 cases of water.
The last truckload that we got in was gone in about 2.5 hours. So it goes quickly.
Some of the hot sellers here are generators, propane, plywood, and roofing supplies as people are doing whatever they can to protect their homes.
Getting prepared for the hurricane, getting some tarps for the roof in case there's damage to the roof.
The manager of this Lowe's says supplies will continue to come in throughout the week, but they aren't staying on the shelves long as the crowds just won't quit.
I got bumped into 3 or 4 people, and they don't seem to really care very much.
Those who are already stocked up for the storm are now thinking about the aftermath.
They're picking up bleach, squeegees, shop vacs, that type of thing, because they're already prepared for when the storm hits. Now they're kind of getting ready for what happens after the storm passes.
We spoke to CNN's Ivan Rodriguez, who's in the path of the storm in Tampa.
The conditions have deteriorated greatly here, and the most concerning part is this isn't even the worst of it. Hurricane conditions are expected still later this evening, but even trying to look to my left where that rain is coming in from, it's hard to even look too long that direction. Winds are very strong. To my right, Peter, I want to show you the waves coming in here to Hillsborough Bay. Behind those waves that you see crashing here into Tampa, used to visibly be able to make out the skyline of downtown Tampa. Now it's really hard to even make out from where I'm standing here. This location exactly where we are, I spoke with a Tampa police officer. He mentioned to me that this area actually flooded during Hurricane Helene, and we're still seeing damage to certain piers here in this area as well. And debris, Peter, has been a big talking point these last 48 hours in terms of